We're back again, focusing on the gut. I've spent a great deal of time lately on this subject, and rightfully so. Optimizing digestion for performance both as an athlete and as a human being is one thing, but also for the immune system, considering that 70 to 80% of the immune cells reside there. There is also the gut-brain axis, which is a fascinating topic in and of itself. So, with so many major reasons to get the spotlight, I'm hoping that you're enjoying the knowledge as much as I'm enjoying sharing it with you. And now for the subject of today's video, we're going to be honing in on prebiotics. Like many of the things I cover in my content, it's safe to say that you've probably heard of them numerous times, but you don't know exactly what they are or the mechanisms from which they work. So, it's time to dive in and fuse it with some cool ingredient science, as always. To explain what prebiotics are, we must first understand what microbiota are. These are essentially the resident microbial groups in the stomach, small and large intestine, and they're crucial for overall health. The majority of them, which are predominantly anaerobes, live in the large intestine. Microbiota affect intestinal function, including metabolism and the integrity and health of the intestine as a whole. Furthermore, it can suppress pathogens in healthy individuals through immunomodulatory molecules with antagonistic effects against pathogens by lactic acid that is produced in the gut. Now, while there's factors that can affect the microbiota growth, such as mucin secretions, the daily diet is the main source of energy for their growth and maintenance, and non-digestible carbohydrates known as, surprise, surprise, prebiotics, are what fuels the composition and function of the microbiota as a whole. Prebiotics are fermented, and the microbes obtain energy from degrading undigestible binds of prebiotics, and as a result, prebiotics can ultimately have the power to selectively influence the gut microbiota composition. This gives the term, "you are what you eat," a completely different meaning, wouldn't you say? A variety of different compounds have been tested to determine their function as prebiotics, and fructooligosaccharides, abbreviated FOS, galactooligosaccharides, which is abbreviated GOS, and transgalactooligosaccharides, abbreviated TOS, are the most common prebiotics there are. Fermentation of prebiotics by gut microbiota produces what are known as short-chain fatty acids. And this is going to include things as lactic acid, butyric acid, and propionic acid. These products could have multiple effects on the body, but I'm going to detail that in another video, as otherwise this one's going to be 20 minutes long. It is important to understand, though, for the sake of time, that the structure of prebiotics and the bacterial composition of the gut determine the end fermentation product, and the effects of prebiotics on human health are mediated through their degradation product by the microbiota. An example of this would be that butyrate influences intestinal epithelial development. Since short-chain fatty acids can diffuse to blood circulation through enterocytes, prebiotics have the ability to affect not only the GI tract, but also distant side organs. And that's some pretty cool stuff. Now I feel that I've covered that pretty thoroughly, let's switch gears a bit. On the supplementation side, what if we were able to customize, if you will, the effect we get out of a prebiotic, independent of the pathways I just described, where we aren't relying on the state of the microbiome to generate the desirable short-chain fatty acids for their effects? That's where the novel science in ButyraGen from NutriScience comes into play. While traditional forms of prebiotics work by feeding the microbiota that then in turn generate butyrate, ButyraGen is a direct butyrate stimulator, meaning it generates the short-chain fatty acid butyrate independent of the microbiome state. This is because the main active, tributylin, is what generates these desirable short-chain fatty acids, which are critical for gut health, as well as cell signaling and gut-related effects in other organs such as the gut-brain axis. Additionally, ButyraGen contains sun fiber, a partially hydrolyzed guar fiber, and acacia fiber. This unique composition makes it ideal to use as a low-dose prebiotic or in conjunction with probiotics to enhance the various health benefits. In a nutshell, the mechanism for which tributylin is broken down in the colon, this is going to generate high levels of butyrate postbiotic, which is then available for all the receptors in cell membranes. This butyrate then signals and activates cells in other organs, increasing and regulating their activity. All very good things. So what benefits would an ingredient like ButyraGen bring to a product? There's a few specific scientific studies on ButyraGen that evaluate its overall health benefits, but I'm already running a little bit long here in this video, so we're going to deep dive another time. A quick overview, though, on the specifics is that ButyraGen can be a major signaling molecule for gut system integrity, Modulation of gut-brain and other gut-organ interactions and structure-function claims regard overall gut health, inflammation, immunity, brain and nervous system support, mood and sleep, anti-aging, and supporting overall health. So there you go. For today, we covered just what prebiotics are, how they play a key role in the body in relation to the microbiota, and how advances in supplementation, such as ButyraGen, are changing how we think of the gut. Until next time, this has been Drew Peters. More to come on NutriScience ButyraGen very soon.